The Battle Green served once again as a site for civic engagement as residents gathered for Lexington's No Kings protest. As part of a larger national movement, Lexington residents joined communities across the country addressing concerns about executive power and democratic accountability. The local demonstration drew community members of all ages to the historic Battle Green. After the protest, we sat down with Toby Sackton from the Lexington Alarm, one of the event organizers, to get his perspective on what brought people out and what it means for our community and our country.
Donald Trump does not want to make America great again. He wants to make America hate again. That is his idea of where our country should be going. But I believe that in every dark and chaotic hour of our nation's life, it is the strength and the resilience of our people that have led the way.
I'm Toby Sackton. I'm one of the founders of a group called Lexington Alarm, and we came together around Patriots Day in Lexington last April 19th. And our basic feeling was, here we were celebrating the 250th anniversary of the battle, the start of the American Revolution, and a lot of the values that our militias fought for are being trampled on and discarded today under President Trump. So we thought it was very important to emphasize the idea of no kings, no tyranny, because that was actually the heart of the American Revolution.
When those Minutemen and women decided to take on the most powerful army in the history of the world, right here in Lexington, and conquered, were they knocked down? Yes. Were they knocked out? No. They got up, they fought, and they won. When the abolitionists were knocked down, did they give up? No. They got up, they fought, they won. When the suffragettes were knocked down, did they give up? No. They got up, they fought, they won. When Martin Luther King Jr. and the Civil Rights Movement got knocked down, did they give up? No. They got up, they fought, they won.
No Kings is a recognition that we're facing an attempted authoritarian takeover of the United States government by people who do not respect the Constitution, who do not respect the rule of law, and who will use their power to enrich themselves and punish their enemies without regard to the fact that we're all citizens of the same country. People who've studied authoritarian regimes have documented that the most effective response to an authoritarian takeover is for large numbers of the people in the population to resist. We're talking about persuasion, we're talking about understanding what's happening around you, and we're talking about public displays that say, yes, we're not going to stand for it. And so that's what happened with the 6 or 7 million people around the country on October 18th. In over 2,600 communities, people came together to stand together with signs and with banners and with speeches and songs and rallies to say, we're not going to stand for this anti-constitutional action. We originally fought for no kings, and we're going to insist that we're going to have no kings in our country today. And that resonates very strongly with Lexington. So we had a fantastic rally here with 6,000 people. Everyone who spoke out that day was tied to Lexington in certain ways, and all of us feel the attachment of our own history in this time when we're faced with basically doing it all again.
I think often about what led us here. It's easy to blame man, Washington. They certainly deserve our share of vitriol that we can give them. The truth is, there's another truth to that. We got here one racist grandmother at a time. We got here one homophobic grandfather at a time. We got here one sexist brother at a time. One transphobic sister at a time. One slur we let pass at the dinner table at a time. One to hell with you, it's about my 401k at a time. One turned back on another's humanity at a time. One hatred, one disregard, one shut mouth when we should have shouted, "You will not speak death into my republic." At a time.
All we're concerned about right now is making a stand against lawlessness, making a stand against masked federal agents seizing people off the streets without due process and without warrants. We're against this idea of terrorizing American citizens in their cities with military forces, which is totally against the entire tradition of the U.S. military. So what do? We want to emphasize this message that everybody can resist authoritarianism in small ways and in big ways. And anything you do publicly to state your opposition helps the movement against authoritarianism, the movement to protect our Constitution, to protect the rule of law. It helps that movement grow stronger. That's why we like people to put signs in their yards, because it's a public display. We're not afraid that somebody's going to come photograph us and take our address and so forth. That's totalitarianism. We're going to stand up to that. That's why we partner with No Kings, so that we in Lexington can be part of this broader national movement, and we'll just do our part. We're very focused on our local history, we're very focused on our local community, but we feel empowered and strengthened by joining with this national call.